updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Kandace.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, viewers. We are now being joined by Mr. Christopher Nathan, who is the CEO of Coco Velvet International, and of course, he's also the director of Makin Style program. Good morning and welcome to you.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And this morning we are talking about, first of all, we're going to get into the delegates and so on that you are out there selecting for Miss Trinidad and Tobago.
Miss Tobago.
Miss Tobago. Right, so let's get into it.
All right. So it all started in 2019 when I relocated to Tobago and brought Coco Velvet International Fashion and Model Management's operations here. Coco Velvet has been around for 25 years in Port of Spain, and we are an international company where our models work in Paris, New York, London, Milan, LA, all over the world, all Trinidadian models. So I decided that once we are now here in Tobago, because my mother is Tobagonian and Grenadian, and I'm back here to my roots.
Nice.
Yes. So I decided that it's important that we establish a crew and a cast of talent here in Tobago so that when we have jobs for Coco Velvet, we do not have to bring Trinidadians in to do those jobs. And we feel that there's enough talent here in Tobago to do all the various jobs, such as professional fashion models, fashion stylists, makeup artists, hairstylists, and all the other services that we need for our events. And there are a few marquee events that Coco Velvet has been doing over the years. One is Style Week, which was our first fashion week in Trinidad and Tobago. We also have Makin Style and Top Model Trinidad and Tobago. All those events now will be done here in Tobago. And they are fashion tourism events where people come from all over the world to our events. So in order for us to have these professionals, I decided to do, that's a picture of Makin Style, the original Makin Style, back in 2006 when we launched the UTT's fashion program.
With Miss Kanisha Tom.
Indeed. So we decided to do some recruiting to get a cast of professional fashion models, one, and to get fashion stylists and makeup artists and all the other services that we need. So we approached the Division of Education, Research and Technology, asking permission to go to the secondary schools to recruit young people who are interested in careers in the creative industries. And that approval was granted by the secretary and the school supervisors, three. So we decided in October that we would attend the schools, visit the schools, and we interacted with close to 3,000 students, huge amount. And there was tremendous interest. And out of that 3,000 students, we shortlisted 350 who we felt were serious and had the necessary skills that we were looking for and met the criteria, etc. So those 350 students were interviewed during the month of October. And we also had open castings where people who were not at secondary school who were interested in the program would also come to the castings. During that time, we approached the Miss World Trinidad and Tobago organization and asked for an agreement that one of our participants in the workshop would represent Tobago at the next Miss World Trinidad and Tobago contest.
Yes.
And in doing so, we decided we'd have a local contest, a regional contest here in Tobago to make it fair. So that is how Miss Tobago 2024 came about. So we did screenings every month in October, and we were able to find 12 delegates who fit the criteria for Miss World, because of course, if you're going to have a Miss Tobago pageant and the winner is going to Miss World Trinidad and Tobago, and we want the winner to win Miss World.
Certainly.
Yes, Miss World Trinidad and Tobago, and go to Miss World wherever it is in the world next year to represent Trinidad and Tobago. We had to follow the criteria of Miss World.
Right.
So we got 12, and we're looking for 6 more. We want 18 delegates, and this is an opportunity for delegates all over Tobago to be trained in deportment, communication skills development, social and corporate etiquette. So it's professional and personal development. And at the end of the day, all the delegates who have represented Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago have gone on to successful careers. So we're talking Gisela Ron West, Wendy Fitzwilliam,
Kanisha Tom.
Penny Commission,
Yes.
Kanisha Tom, and all the others. So it's an opportunity for the young ladies living all over Tobago to be trained by Gisela Ron West, Miss World 1986, who's coming to Tobago twice or three times a month for the next 3 months to train the delegates. So if you think you have what it takes to represent Tobago, we're looking for you. So send us WhatsApp at our hotline 620-2316 or send us an email at cocovelvetinternational@gmail.com. You can get more information concerning requirements and delegate criteria on our Instagram and Facebook at Coco Velvet International, because you have to be between 16 and 26 years. You have to be unwed and no children in order to enter Miss World Trinidad and Tobago. So today we are having the launch of the workshop,
Yes.
Tobago Youth Creative Arts Workshop, and we're also launching the Miss Tobago Beauty Pageant at the Scarborough Library Auditorium. So I'd like to thank at this point in time the Tobago Library Services for being our venue sponsor. They'll be hosting the workshop and of course the launch today of the Miss Tobago. I'd also like to thank the Secretary for Education, Research and Technology, Assemblywoman Zorisha Hackett.
Yep.
I'd like to thank Councillor Tasha Burris, Secretary for Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation. I'd like to thank the Director of Youth Development, who have all supported the Tobago Youth Creative Arts Workshop. So let me take a breather here.
Certainly, you said quite a lot. I mean, this is such an amazing opportunity. And for the young ladies here, I just want to say, in case you don't know who Kandace Tom, you've heard that name come out a while, but she was once our delegate from Tobago who represented us at Miss World competition. She
And
was
Miss
the
Universe.
Trinidad and Tobago Miss World competition delegate, and she
In 2004.
in 2004.
And again, she went in 2006 to Miss Universe, representing
Yes.
Trinidad and Tobago.
So she represented us twice at the two of the biggest pageant competitions in the world.
Yes. And I would say that Kandace Tom is your most successful beauty pageant queen, who has represented Tobago magnificently. So for that reason, we reached out to her. She's now living in Kenya.
Yes.
She works with the United Nations, and we've asked her to be a big sister mentor for the workshop. So she's online, interacting with the participants, giving them advice and encouraging them, particularly the Miss World Trinidad and Tobago candidates, how to prepare themselves for the contest.
And folks, I mean, so this is an opportunity for us to be able to get back there on the stage. I mean, we have Kandace there. She's going to be working with us. Of course, your organization, your agency, who was very instrumental in making sure she got there.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, tell me about just those opportunities. Just let's dive into that conversation a little bit about what's there for our young ladies to, after being a part of something like this.
And young men, and don't forget the
And
boys.
young men,
Yes.
of course, certainly.
So let's talk about that, because I had 3 bitter disappointments. I met 2 ladies and 1 young man at Goodwood High School and at Mason Hall Secondary School, who I can sign tomorrow to an agency in Paris or Milan.
Wow.
They fit the criteria perfectly: the right height, the right body structure, the right attitude, the right personality. However, when I interacted with their parents, the parents said absolutely not.
Oh my.
Which was such a disappointment, because but I prodded further, and the parents told me that it was for religious reasons. So I want to talk a little bit about that Tobago, because professional fashion modeling is not what it used to be. And there are certain misconceptions, particularly with older people who have an idea and the stigma attached to modeling. It's not that anymore. And furthermore, Coco Velvet International has 13 models working between Paris, New York, London, and Milan. And we have never had a situation where they were involved in any negative activity, anything that was unprofessional, anything that was undesirable. We ensure that our models who work internationally are well prepared holistically. We ensure that they have the right attitude, and they're very professional when they're working, so they know what is right and wrong. So we know that there are negative elements out there in the fashion industry in terms of drug abuse and alcohol abuse and sexual abuse, but our 13 Trinidadians and Tobagonians who are working there have never had that incident. So the parents who have allowed their 100 youngsters to participate in the Tobago Youth Creative Arts Workshop, I want to assure you that these youngsters are going to be given a 3-month intensive program, which will include corporate and social etiquette, communication skills development, deportment, hygiene, all the rest of the professional and personal development that young people need and require in order to make good choices.
Mhm.
And when they go out there to work for clients, they will know what is right and wrong. For example, there are situations where models complain that photographers touch them inappropriately when they're doing shoots. There are situations where models go on a shoot and they're asked to take off their clothes and do nude shoots. And that wasn't in the contract. Our models know what is right and wrong, and they will know when something is inappropriate. So parents be assured that they will be trained accordingly. There are opportunities here for models to work for the very top designers around the world. We have models from Coco Velvet who are Trinidadians working for Christian Dior, Versace, Giorgio Armani, Ralph Lauren, Burberry, Yves Saint Laurent, the top designers in the world. And they do very well financially as well. So, in fact, one of our models in her first year of working in Paris was able to buy a house for her mother. And she came from a very humble background and they were struggling. And I was so touched and happy that she was able to provide her mother with a home after just 1 year of modeling internationally. So the opportunities here for youngsters who fit the requirements for international modeling to have a successful career. I want to say here now that models are actually very special.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because they're 1 in 500,000. An international model who fits the criteria, you will find 1 out of 500,000 people. That's why they are treated like divas. You heard about Naomi Campbell and her reputation. They're very special, indeed. So when we select models here and send them out to work internationally, they are very special. The criteria for male modeling, for example, you have to be between 6 feet and 6 feet 3, a slim, proportionate physique, and of course, the right attitude and all the training. For a woman, for a female model, the minimum height is 5 feet 9 inches, and they can't be taller than 6 feet because the garments are made in sample sizes for the designers. And if you're too tall, it wouldn't fit you. If you're too short, it wouldn't fit you. People often wonder why models have to be skinny. And that's a sore point.
Yes, that is certainly a sore point.
Yes. So the model, when they're doing Fashion Week, for example, the collection is a sample collection made by the designer, and it's made for a size 0 to a size 2 model. So if you are a size 4 to a size 6 model, you won't fit the sample garment, and they can't use you for the catwalk. That is changing slowly but surely. The industry is becoming more diverse and inclusive, and we're now seeing successful plus-size models who are size 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, even up to 24 on catwalks for the fashion weeks, but they're a minority. So you may have like 2 plus-size models out of a cast of 60 models at the Fashion Week show for a top designer. We, however, whenever we are doing projects, Coco Velvet International, for example, for 10 years, we were responsible for the Falls at West Malls fashion presentations, which included making MasterCard Fashion Month and Flair and Haute holidays. And we always ensured that there was a cast of plus-size models. In 2009, Coco Velvet had a workshop here in Tobago. I don't know if you know about that.
I was not in the country back then. So.
Okay, so our first workshop here at Tobago Fashion Workshop was in 2009, and we had over 60 young Tobagonians participate, and there was a section for plus size and a section for mature models as well. So we had a lot of housewives come out and did the training, and they were very happy to learn about makeup and hairstyle and skincare and wardrobe management. And some of them actually became professional models, the plus-size models. And then we had Tobago Top Model in 2009, and out of which we were able to get about 10 students from Tobago who were interested in becoming fashion designers. And I was able to recruit them for the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Fashion Design program at UTT. at the time was the program administrator at UTT's Fashion Academy. And there were several who did the diploma program, and they're now successful designers, including Delia Allen,
Yes.
Diana Quashie, Tonya Ramsey, Oda Jack. These are all successful Tobagonian designers who came to UTT to study fashion.
And I mean, you got to think about it. If we have these amazing fashion designers, and we have quite a lot more now, the fashion industry in Tobago is growing quite a lot. We need our models to be able to professionally put it out there on the stage. So it's not just having excellent clothing, but also having the models from Tobago.
And let's talk about that, because one of the projects for Coco Velvet in 2025 is Style Week Tobago. We're bringing Style Week to Tobago. It's called Style Week Tobago Caribbean Arts and Fashion Festival. And we plan to do it on Ash Wednesday. And the rationale is a lot of people who go to Trinidad for Carnival on Ash Wednesday come to Tobago to rest. And we think it's an excellent opportunity for us to have a week of fashion and craft and accessories and fashion market, so that when the international visitors come to Tobago on Ash Wednesday in 2025, we will have a market for them to buy locally designed jewelry, craft, art, and fashion to take back to their homes wherever they live. So we have approached the THA to work with the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited to develop a cruise for this Style Week Tobago. So we are hoping that we're able to attract a cruise line somewhere in the world who would bring a cruise ship to Tobago full of 2,000 fashionistas who will go to Trinidad first for Carnival Monday and Tuesday, and then on Ash Wednesday come to Tobago for a week of Style Week Tobago. So there'll be fashion shows during the week. They'll go to Pigeon Point, they'll go to Nyland Pool, they'll go to No Man's Land, they'll take a drive through the rainforest and go to Charlottesville and enjoy all that Tobago has to offer.
Certainly a lot of great things happening in the fashion industry. And again, viewers, if you or you know somebody who is interested in modeling and fits the criteria and could be our next Kanisha Tom, get connected. Again, just the contact details.
Okay. So remember, today is the last day for the screening. So a candidate who is interested in entering Miss World, Trinidad and Tobago, can come to the Scarborough Library Auditorium anytime between 1 and 4 p.m. to register for Miss Tobago Beauty Pageant. Otherwise, you can contact us via email at cocovelvetinternational@gmail.com or send us a message on WhatsApp or mobile. The hotline is 620-2316. So we're talking Miss Tobago Beauty Pageant, which takes place on the 4th of February at the Shore Park Cultural Complex. And we are keeping the cost of the tickets really low because we want all the students who are participating in the workshop to be able to invite all their classmates to come to support them. So the tickets are just $30. Where did you hear of an event such as this caliber for $30 entry? We'll also have a VIP entry, which is specially reserved ticket for $100 for the event, which we call Makin Style. So it's an evening of elegance, beauty, and sophistication come February 4th at the Shore Park.
A lot of great things to look forward to. And I know Mr. Nathan will be back to share with us some more. All right, so viewers, I want to thank you so much for being on with us. And thank you for joining us this morning. It was a wonderful morning with you. And we would see you again tomorrow. To a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise, the energy fill the sky.